Hey everyone, welcome to Collie Country. Let me tell you, this place, it's getting ahead of me. I don't know if it's just because of the insane amount of rain we've had, or the stupid amount of humidity. It's been, so on the thermometer, it's been between say 33 and 35 every day, but add 70 to 80% of humidity to that, and it's just too hot to do anything. And it's rained like every day. Every day. I reckon I could count on one hand the amount of days that we haven't had some sort of rain in the last 2 months, easy. With all that, the grass and the weeds are just growing like crazy. I just can't keep up with it. And the pests. My gosh, the grasshoppers are insane this year. Like, I thought they were bad last year, probably because it was my first year here and we never had that issue before. But this year, wow, grasshoppers, they are next level. They are destroying everything in their path. I just cannot. And I have no idea how to take care of that many grasshoppers. Like, it's not just a little bit of a issue, like it's a massive issue. The one thing that is growing well is all my chilies. I harvested, I think it was 2.5 kilos yesterday. That was after my couple of kilos I've already frozen. I guess I'm gonna make a lot of hot sauce. I don't know what else to do with it. I'm gonna try like a few different varieties, a few different types of hot sauce. I've got one mango left, one. And I think I'm gonna make like a habanero mango chili sauce, hot sauce. I think that'd be really nice. As for the others, who knows? I've still got all the tomatoes. I haven't done anything with them yet, so I guess a lot of salsa will be in our future. Spicy salsa, because none of the jalapenos have really done anything. They're definitely my poorest performing chilies. And they're the ones I bought from a shop. Everything else I started from seed. Go figure. But let me show you down the chili path. So these are my very, very sad looking jalapenos. Oh look, there's actually jalapeno on there. I think I've picked maybe 4 jalapenos total out of 4 plants. Like, look at this poor thing. It's getting decimated. Something's coming to eat them. I guess they're not so spicy as the others, but yeah, for store-bought starts, they were like $3 or $4 a pop, so not ideal. These Hungarian hot wax, they're definitely having a second crack. They're sort of taken off again. The plants are looking better. I mean, they're all looking a bit sad this afternoon, but it has been hot today. But they're producing. There's more blossoms. A lot of the chilies that went hard at the beginning, the chilies and the capsicums, and they're having a second flourish. So I'm super happy about that, especially the capsicums, because I should have planted a lot more. We eat more than I thought we did. So these are all my serranos, still going ham. Like, I literally picked anything that was even slightly red yesterday, and look at them. They're just ripening quicker than I could pick them. It's out of control. Now the serranos, a fair way down. They did real well. Look at all the blossoms on this serrano. I'm going to be eating serranos until the end of time. Down to my favourite chili, these Sunstrike. Now these guys are spicy. Like, spicy. I'm not great with like hot. I don't mind a bit of spice, but these guys are pretty spicy. But they just grow so beautifully. The 4 or 5 plants I have of them have just produced so much. I almost think I would like to wait until the end of the season, then I can weigh like all the chilies I have. Although, is there an end of season here? I'm not real sure. I guess we'll figure that out. I know for sure, like, these chilies are here for the next couple of years. It doesn't freeze here. These plants are not going to die. So, no shortage of chilies for me. Gets a bit out of control down this end. All these self-seeding zinnias, they're just everywhere. And I'm here for it. Like, this one's about to bud. Beautiful. I'm just going to let... Hey, Gracie G. Gracie. You like the garden now, don't you? All these self-seeding zinnias is the reason I do not let Dan weed the garden. As much as it is... Gracie. You shouldn't be in the garden bed, honey. Very obedient. Anyway, as much as weeding is just like an out of control job at the moment, I must have done a couple of hours worth this morning just on these beds and a couple of the other ones. I won't let Dan help me because he doesn't know the difference between a weed and baby zinnias. He would have pulled these right out. And there's nothing here planted, so let the zinnias be, I say. I figure it'll also help with pollinators. Who doesn't love zinnias? All right, right down the end. As you can tell from the weed situation, I kind of gave up by the time I got down here. It was like 11 o'clock. It was 34 degrees. Sweating like a fat girl at the disco. It was not pleasant. But these pineapples are looking really well. Hopefully they produce a pineapple each. That'd be nice. I'd love to eat my own pineapples. A few more zinnia seedlings that are just going by themselves. And there's my loofahs. Still only have one loofah. That's growing really well. I know they get a lot bigger than that, but still only one. I have heard though that they do take a while to get going. So I'm not upset because they look green and healthy and beautiful plants. And I'm hoping they make this end of the garden just beautiful, like a big trellis going over the top. Gorgeous. Still in the garden. Gracie G. You know you shouldn't be in here. That's why you look so guilty. Hey, princess. You're lucky there's nothing here right now. Come on. I know it's been hot. Let's go. All right, this is supposed to be my sweet pepper. I've been watching too many American homesteaders calling them peppers. Just becomes habit after a while. My sweet capsicums. These were all supposed to be bananas, sweet banana capsicums. Ooh, but they turned red. So I don't think they are. But these guys are having a second crack, despite grasshoppers. See, fresh flowers and everything. These golden Marconi, not that. These ones, these big tall ones, and these, I need to grow more of these. These have been outstanding. Like, look how big that plant is. like up to belly height easy. Produced heaps of big, large, sweet capsicums, and they're delicious. They are really tasty, really sweet, juicy. Yum. I need to grow more of these next year. I'm thinking I might just fill out the rest of this bed. So there's still like 2/3 of this bed that's bare, besides the loofahs at the end. And I might just grow a heap more of these golden Marconi because they're awesome. Next we have sweet paprika. Let me tell you, they ain't sweet. These things are spicy. And I don't know if they're supposed to be. I don't know if I got the wrong paprika or whether they've been cross-pollinated before I got the seeds, but these things are spicy. Like, not ruin your life spicy, but definitely a bit of bite on the tongue. So I'm actually not real sure what I'm going to do with these. I've got 2 like sandwich bags full in the freezer, and bugs. A ton more to come, and I don't particularly enjoy picking them. They are a pain in the butt to pick. They don't just like come off like other capsicums and chilies do, and then my hands are burning. So I'll probably rip these out afterwards, after they're done this year. Leave the space, plant some more of these beautiful beasties. But yeah, I don't know if I just got the wrong ones, or if sweet paprika is actually spicy. Don't know. I'll find something to do with it. Maybe I'll keep them frozen, dry them up, maybe smoke them. We've got the small smoker. I could give that a crack and then dry them out and grind them up into a powder maybe. Although the humidity, my God, I cannot do anything with this humidity. Like, look at me. I'm sweating. I'm literally been out here for 10 minutes. It is like 5:30 in the afternoon and I'm sweating. It's bad at the moment. All right, up the end here, we have more capsicums. So these are these sweet capsicums. These ones turn red. They look like the Marconi Gold, and they're quite a big plant as well. And I'm starting to think it's maybe just like a different variety of the Marconi, but I like them. I don't like these ants. Oh, they're literally on my camera. Get off. They're everywhere. I'm over it. And then most of these are just, you know, your standard capsicums. But these guys are all coming back, you know, setting new flowers. So they seem to be having a second life. And another grasshopper. These things are everywhere. Although they don't seem to eat the capsicums and chilies. Not like they do with the other plants. Let me show you example A. Alright, so this, what I'm about to show you, is my asparagus bed. I must have planted, I don't know, 24 asparagus plants in this. And they were nice and green, pretty, frilly, like they are when I planted them. And the grasshoppers made them look like sticks. Like, I don't know if you can tell. They're still alive, it's fine, but the grasshoppers just ate all the little ferny prongs off them. And they're coming back. I mean, they're asparagus, they'll come back, but it was ridiculous. There must have been like 100 grasshoppers, like teeny tiny grasshoppers on every plant. and they just decimated them in like a few days. Another thing I'm trying different with the asparagus bed, mainly because I can't buy any mulch at the moment, is using like fallen leaves as mulch. So we just raked up a heap of leaves. So I didn't do a very good job weeding, and so I'm just using that as mulch. Bit of an experiment. Definitely not as good as like sugarcane mulch or like straw mulch, but it is keeping the bulk of the weeds down. So, you know, when I can't get a hold of any mulch, it's definitely an option. Sweet potato, out of control. I've dug this bed up so many times. Think I found everything, and every time the sweet potato grows again, which is fine. But as you can see, it like gets into everything. Like the vines are like growing in to my greenhouse. The dang ants just love it for their nests. Another ant on the camera. Far out. So yeah, bit over these sweet potato vines, and I don't know if I don't leave them for long enough, but I never seem to get any decent bulk amount of sweet potato out of them since the first time. But here's my tomato greenhouse, I guess, for lack of a better term. It is out of control. I've done very little in here besides pick the cherry tomatoes when they get ripe. Something that needs to be tackled soon. But what is driving me crazy the most is like the grass and the weeds just out in the yard. Like, this is my avocado tree, and these are the weeds growing around it. Like, I only weeded and whippersnipped this a couple of weeks ago, and it's out of control. I just can't keep up with it. Hey, Buzz. Hey, Buzz. He's a handsome boy. As you can see, it's the same around every single fruit tree because whippersnipping is a bugger of a job. It's not going to help the weeds. I think I actually need to pull most of these by hand. And we only have a couple of hours in the morning when it's actually cool enough to do this. And I work full time. I'm gone from 6 in the morning till 6 at night. So during the week is kind of off limits as well. Hence why this place looks like a neglected schmozzle. Another thing I wanted to show you, because we didn't have to deal with this last year. I mean, we did. We dealt with grasshoppers last year, hence no tomatoes in summer, and I learnt that very quickly. And zucchinis and anything else that you try and grow in summer normally. But this year, I can't grow anything because of these grasshoppers. Like, these are my banana trees, plants, whatever you want to call them. Huge established trees. Look, grasshoppers destroying the plants. Look at this leaf up here. That's all grasshoppers. Check this leaf out. Look at them all. This is ridiculous. I don't know if it's just like the super wet season or whatever, but grasshoppers, man. We do have some bananas growing though. A little bunch. But what I'm really excited about, there's one that's got a huge flower on it. I just noticed it today. And I'm hoping it does like a real decent bunch of bananas, because we haven't had one of those in a while. But let me see if I can get in there and show you. Oh, fucking spiders. Maybe snakes. But can you see up there? Giant banana flower. It's so much bigger than any of the ones I've ever seen on our plants before. So I'm hoping that we get like a really epic bunch from that. Something worth showing you anyway, rather than the pitiful handful of bananas we've been getting off our plants since we moved in here. It's not just the main orchard that's completely overgrown. Our, mulberry / dragon fruit area is pretty bad too. Let me go for a quick walk and I'll show you. Alright, this is my mulberry / dragon fruit patch. I'm quite excited about these dragon fruits in the end actually. I've never gotten fruit off these before, whether it was because of the weather or we had good pollinators, I don't know, but these ones are actually taken. It looks like the latest batch is taken as well. Mulberries, just, doing what mulberries do. Feeding birds more than feeding us, but I need to probably make some time in the next week or so and come out here and pick what's ripe. Otherwise the birds will get it all. This dragon fruit plant is the best dragon fruit plant we've got. It goes crazy, like look at all those new fruits and flowers blossoming. And it's self-fertilizing, so I don't need to do anything with this one. Look at all these new fruits. Look, this one, oh yeah, it's like a wobbly tooth ready to pick. I should go get my shears, like snippers, but I won't because they're like ages away. Delicious. They are so good cold. I know people say, they've bought them in shops, they're so expensive, but they're not really anything to write home about. But because, one, they don't keep very long, so I'm sure commercial producers are picking them very early, like well before they should be. You shouldn't be picking them until they're like a wobbly tooth on the vine. That's when they're ripe. And then, even then, still then, put them in your own fridge. They're only going to last a couple of days. But in the fridge, eating them cold, so good. Going on down, this dragon fruit, he's struggling a little bit. He did put on new growth, but I've never received any fruit or even flowers off this one. Maybe he's a bit drowned out by the mulberry. And there's this one down the end here. Puts on mad flowers every year. But all these fruits, they're all going to fall off. They weren't pollinated. And of course, the flowers are blooming and you've only got about a couple of hours to actually like hand pollinate them, which I could have done because the ones down the end were blooming at the same time as these ones. But of course, I'm already running late for work. I just don't have time to do it. Why can't they bloom on the weekends? And then I saw this one down here produce a flower the other day. I need to be careful because there's a mad wasp nest over here. But it looks like it got pollinated too, so backing off. Wasps. I can hear them. So yeah, that's my mess at the moment. It's rained so much, the bee hive is still surrounded by water. I mean, it's not sitting in water, but it's surrounded by water. And I'd really love to get down there and mow, but we can't because it's sitting in, you know, a couple of centimetres of water. And then we have this cyclone potentially coming. So that's going to be our goal for the next couple of days, is get cyclone ready, because it'll be our very first one that we've ever lived through. That's if it, you know, goes in the trajectory that they're currently predicting. It's not going to hit us directly, but we'll definitely cop some pretty decent gale force winds, lots of rain, and obviously with that potentially comes flash flooding, especially when you've got the mountain ranges behind you. It kind of holds the rain there and all the water just runs off and flash floods. So yeah, we're just going to prepare for that, hope for the best. Not worried about it, just, you know, got to prepare for these things. And I'll give you an update if we actually do get Cyclone Kirrily hitting us here on the Queensland coast. Oh, Simo, you're a hot dog. You're so hot. Oh, Gracie G. No, you don't want to eat my dragon fruit. Though you probably would. It's not for dogs. Hey, Benji. Oh, Benji cat. So that's it from us at this mess of a homestead at Collie Country today. Until next time, bye.